they're not really concentrating on the basketball aspect of this.
You'd never know that from the woman who's sitting behind me. I mean, it's like, okay, I don't want to say anything to somebody who's enjoying it, but I just want to go like, you know, this isn't real, right?
She put bets on the movie. She losing and shit.
Come on, cover the spread, Jesus.
Boy, Ben Affleck, man.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. Ben Affleck.
Back.
Ben Affleck must be, in real life, he must be a real supervillain. Because Batman is trying to kill that Batman's been trying to kill this dude for years, man.
Yeah.
Drove him to almost drink himself to death. Some people said, shit, maybe he should have played Iron Man. Tony Stark drank like a yeah, man. Shit, you playing the wrong superhero, brother. Yeah. Say what you will about and I'm being serious about this. Say what you will about the DC movies. I think Warner Brothers, they really fucked up a good thing, man. I think they had a great actor to play both Batman and Bruce Wayne with Ben Affleck.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Bitch.
He doesn't leave it there like he's going to say bitch.
He really does. Get the fuck out of my car.
I'm rich. You know what comes after that.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, these kids living in the alley. Like, do you have a car? That's my superpower.
Yeah. Yeah, mother. Yeah, you the Flash. You want to get out and walk? Yeah, asking me questions, motherfucker. I could have you murdered. Right
exactly.
Don't ask me no questions. I'm saving you right now. Yeah, you living in squalor. I'm here to save your ass. Shut the
Look at your suit. It's put together with pipe cleaners.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, I had a great actor to play Batman, if you ask me, and they f***ed that up so hard. Not only did they ruin a good Batman that they had, but they almost killed the actor. Ben Affleck, and this is not a joke. You know, I shouldn't really be laughing about it because, you know, Ben Affleck was up to direct the next Batman movie before Matt Reeves took it over. He was going to direct and play Batman, and somebody pulled him aside and said, nigga, you want to die?
You will drink yourself to death.
You will drink yourself. Ben Affleck dropped out of the Batman Amid Fears. He drank himself to death. Batman rode his ass so hard that this man was going to die trying to play that character.
Well, let's be fair. He had a drinking problem way before he put on that bat suit.
He did. And if he actually did drink himself to death, he might have got an Oscar. You know?
That's true. Yeah, people who die making Batman movies say they get Oscars.
Hell yeah. He's been drinking so much, he said, F it, I'll just make movies while I'm drinking.
I mean, if Adam Sandler can take vacations in his movies,
yeah.
I can get drunk on mine.
Like, God damn, what are we going to do with this guy? You know, we can still make money out of him, but shit, let's just write the character as alcohol.
Right. This is about it's a movie about a guy who teaches a bunch of losers how to play basketball. Can he be a drunk?
Yeah, can he be an alcoholic?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, we'll shoot his scenes first.
You got to stop showing up drunk. It's method. I'm getting into character.
Yeah. You know, of course, that's really not
funny.
No, it's funny. That's really not the case. Ben Affleck is really not drinking on the set. He just said, you know what,
no.
I want to think that somebody's watching this man. I'm thinking right now that, you know, he's had a problem with drinking so much. He said, you know what, if anybody can bring a lot to this role, sincerity to this role, if anybody can bring authenticity to this role, it's me.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of research. I've drank, run into shit in my car.
Who can do this better than me?
Yeah.
I'm drunk right now.
Hell yeah, man. Well, audition for what? Audition? Okay, you want me to audition? Pour me a drink. He's playing a character that kind of does reflect what went on in Ben Affleck's life, just a little bit. It's not a biopic.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. But it does feel like this is him trying to bring something, a part of him, to the screen to share with the audience out there. You know, he's had a lot of hardship that he went through with alcohol, as his character has, and his character here in the movie, a character named Jack Cunningham. He goes out and he tries to find redemption when he's asked to coach terrible basketball team that is at this. What is that? Is it like a Catholic school for boys?
Catholic school.
Yeah, and
It's not for boys though. It's girls.
Oh yeah, it's girls too, just for shitty kids, I guess. But he's there to get them into shape, and hopefully during that time, the kids will inspire him to also get his life in order. Now that's a hack ass premise right there. We've seen that. I don't want to quote somebody from yesterday. I wish I knew who it was, but they said the 90s called and they want their premise back, and that is very much a very overused plot that we have in films right here. But with Ben Affleck adding the personal touch to this movie, adding some true authenticity, some honesty, if you will, could this perhaps rise above this hackneyed script? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for The Way Back, and we'll be back with our review.
They haven't been through what we've been through. They don't know adversity. They don't know what it's like to get knocked down, to have to get back up again.
Looking at this, I'm surprised Ben Affleck even got back into basketball.
Why you say that?
I thought the vampires would scare his ass away. See, this is him and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They said that he was so bad in this movie. At the time, they said, this is actually in Spanish right here, but he said in an interview.
Wait, he was so bad at basketball or so bad at acting?
Acting. They said that the director thought he was so bad that he couldn't even read one line.
Oh, no.
The one line when he told his vampire, "Here, take it." And they said that they took that line and had to dub it over. And he went and saw the movie, and he's like, wait a minute, that's not my voice. He's like, Jesus, was that bad? I talked about honesty here with Ben Affleck, with him bringing this character that has problems with alcoholism after it's been in the news about his alcoholism, how it kind of wrecked his marriage, and he had to get a divorce, and he doesn't get to see his kids all the time. He's driving through Jack in the Box at the middle of the night on his way to rehab. I mean, this man had a rough time. And the honesty is also here in that, you know what? I'm just going to tell the whole world on the big screen, yeah, I'm a drunk, and I'm going to cash in on that shit. Because this is, this ain't no like biopic where it's like the hardship of Ben Affleck. This is like, I'm making one of the most safest, most overdone, formulaic movies that you can imagine. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm just saying everybody knows that this, like I said before, this is a hack premise. I mean, we've seen this done with anything from like the Bad News Bears to Mr. Holland's Opus to School of Rock.
Remember the Titans.
Do you remember
the name of that one with Keanu Reeves?
Oh,
his baseball team? Because that's the one I always think of when I see this.
It. And my nephew was in that movie.
Was he?
Vincent.
No kidding.
Yeah, Vincent was in that movie. He played. My nephew's soft as fuck. You know that. He was a kid from the streets. Because that's what it was. There was a time Hollywood. They would tell these kids in the inner cities and from bad homes. They say, you know what? If you living out there in the streets and your life is going bad, just go join a sports team. Preferably a basketball team.
Pride. That was the one with Pride. Howard teaching the kids to swim.
Teaching them how to swim. Yeah. They said, you know something, go and join a sports team, because chances are you might actually get somebody who get your life straight. You might get someone such as the very harsh, very stern, but also very loving Coach Carter.
God ain't gonna do you no good in this neighborhood.
Leave the gym.
I ain't scared of nobody, because I lay you out.
I don't think so.
Shit. Man, that eardrum's gone. Somebody who also beat your ass if you get out of line. Oh, you ain't the only thug motherfucker I've dealt with. I heard you, man. Shit. But the chances might even be better if you get yourself somebody who just, their life is just shit.
Oh, yeah. If you get somebody who's down and out, then it'll help them to help you.
It'll help them to help you. Plus, most of the time, you responsible for them. You raising them. Shit, that's really where you learn responsibility, trying to get that drunk ass straight. hopefully you'll get an alcoholic once you teach the team.
That was the thing with the Bad News Bears.
Yeah. With Walter Matthau, or most recently, Bad Santa.
And Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton, who's another one I think was drinking on the set when he came out there. Yeah, hopefully you get somebody who just fucked. And then you have to take responsibility for your life and theirs. Yeah, man. With this premise that we have here, we've seen it over and over again. I'm going to say that when I went into this movie, I saw the trailer for it, and I just said, no, shit, here we go again with this. It was kind of cool because this time it wasn't all black kids, It was
right. That helped.
Yeah, that helped. We didn't have oh shit, was that?
But they have Michelle Pfeiffer ride in on her motorcycle to help a bunch of
kids. Who's that big bear motherfucker? What's her name? Tried to take care of, and they made him look retarded when he wasn't.
Who Michael Orr?
Yeah, what's the name of that movie?
Oh, The Blind Side.
The Blind Side. Yeah. It wasn't The Blind Side ×6 where you had a team of these to take care of.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It actually, when you see the movie, that whole thing of when we see these films with these plot lines where they come in to help all these, the guy who is either this savior or a lot more times the white savior, that took a backseat to just Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck got so many problems in this movie that they said, shit, we can't even concentrate on this subplot. We got to put this on him.
That was one of the things about this. That's the same for me. I was like, of course, when it starts, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some good laughs at this drunk just up and doing things. But I gotta endure the cliche sports movie and let's get that going.
Yeah.
About halfway through, I was like, oh, the sports thing, that's really secondary.
It really is.
And once you get to know like why he is how he is, it's like, oh man, this is not funny at all.
Nah, man, it's actually pretty tragic.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't be laughing at the beginning.
I know. That's why I felt bad. I was like, why was I laughing when this started?
But I mean, I don't blame you because I was laughing too. Man, this dude right here, they let you know he's got a problem. Like if this is even a remote reflection of Ben Affleck's life, Ben Affleck was up.
Yeah.
Because this dude, he drinks on the job. When he gets off of work, he has a drink on his way to get a drink. He's drinking to go to the bar. And
oh, you forgot?
No, I forgot because then when he actually goes to bed, he wakes up and he's actually taking a shower while he's drinking.
Yeah.
If the motherfucker could have beer come out the faucet, he'd bathe in that shit.
I love that. They open with him drinking a beer in the shower. It's like, you can't wait 10 minutes?
Yeah, he just woke up. That's his breakfast. You know what you talking about? They got wheat. Your cereal got wheat. What the difference?
Wheat, barley,
yeah,
all these essential grains.
Oh, part of your nutritious breakfast. I mean, he cannot keep when he doesn't have a drink. His hand is just cupped like this with nothing in it. He's air drinking. It's like, damn, man, you can't wait. You feel and you gotta laughing because when we see a movie like that. It's done for comedic purposes. But when you see it here, it's like, no, man, this guy has a very tragic addiction. He's an alcoholic. He's very much an alcoholic the way he can't stop.
The way he can't stop. Yeah, you see, it's all kinds of little subtle things, like not just him and that beer that he loves so much, but when he goes to the liquor store, he doesn't buy a bottle or two. He gets one of those boxes like that with just assorted alcohols in them. He buys a whole family pack of alcohol. Yeah, and beer stocked. I mean, fridge stocked with beer.
Oh yeah, you know how y'all go out and y'all shop for alcohol for like Christmas parties. That's a party of one right there. He walks out.
We having a party tonight? I am.
I mean, I looked at that and I was like, I almost out of the screen. God damn, man, you don't need that much. Put half that shit back. Don't let his ass go to Specs. We have a liquor store here called Specs where you can get a grocery cart and shop. That motherfucker's cart will be full.
Yep.
He'll shop for alcohol like he's shopping for groceries.
Yeah. These and one of those.
Yeah. Let me see. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They make it very obvious early on that it's not about the kids. It takes a long time to get into the story about the kids. Here's what really makes this movie rise above that format, that tired format that we're talking about, it's rated R.
Yeah.
So when you watch this, this is not a sweet inspirational story with these precocious kids who wisecrack every now and then till they all become family. No, f that. No, Ben Affleck gets in there, he tells them, you know what, f all y'all, I'm tired of being a loser. Don't y'all make me look bad. He cusses through the whole film.
That's on his first 10 minutes of coaching.
His first 10 minutes of coaching. He's like, you know what? He tells them to play basketball like they playing football. You go out there, you tackle that motherfucker when he runs into you, all right? He tells him, you go out there, you throw bows left and right.
Make them scared.
Their assistant coach is like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Yeah, man. And he cusses them out left and right. He tells them, y'all some bitches, y'all some pussies. And it's like, Jesus, I thought this was a PG-13 movie.
It's funny to have the assistant coach and the other priest going like, hey, man, could you turn down on the language? He's like, yeah, f you.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Father, but, you know, kiss my ass.
A father comes over and tells him, he's like, could you just be a better example for these kids? And he looks at him, he's like, you think with all the things going on in the world that God gives a shit about what I say to these kids? The preacher like, shit. Like, I got to cuss this out now just to get through this. He's like, nah, I got to get funky on him. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, I think he gives a shit. Now look what you made me do. I'm sorry, God, sorry, but this motherfucker made me mad.
Strike him.
Ben Affleck is great in the film. Now, this is where we get into what Ben Affleck is doing best, man. Ben Affleck, he has evolved enough into a great actor and director. Now, his last movie, the one that took place in Cuba and all that,
it was too much for him.
It was too much, and he actually was doing that as he was prepping to do Batman.
And his life was falling apart.
You know, when Warner Brothers is forcing him to do things like Batman versus Superman.
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city.
Criticizing those who think they're above the law is so hypocritical.
So get the f out my face. If he was playing this character, he would. Like I said, they had a great thing with Ben Affleck there, man. And Ben Affleck rose above the material at times. They just gave him so many bad things to do. The script was terrible. Yeah. They couldn't decide this character's motivation. And you know what? It really broke my heart to see this guy who had to fight off all these years of criticism saying that he's a terrible actor, he's just a pretty boy, he's just J-Lo's bitch. You know, all of that right there just broke my heart to see that all that stuff being torn apart by them not knowing what they're doing with this character.
Well, plus he had overcome all that and won an Oscar.
Yep. Yeah, that is right.
And he became the director that everybody wanted to see. What's he going to do next?
You're right, man.
He had 3 fantastic movies in a row.
He sure did. And whatever you feel about the movie, I don't want to come at somebody wrong if you don't like the film. But one of the things I might get into a slight debate with you about is Ben Affleck's performance. Ben Affleck is great in the movie. He knows just what to do without having to oversell it, having to be over dramatic. He does a whole lot by not saying much, being very subtle, being very quiet until he absolutely has to tell somebody, leave me the fuck alone. You know, that is only when he's pushed to that.
When he's pushed, yeah, he never comes across, you think he's going to be overbearing or somebody you go like, man, I don't like this guy. You either feel neutral about him or you have great sympathy for him.
No, you really do, man. And there was never a moment I did not like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when he's being an asshole, I like him. And that's before I really knew what pain he was going through. He's a likable asshole, man.
Yeah, well, you know, he's hired to coach and he wants to win. And he's not throwing chairs.
No.
You know, he's just fired up.
And see, that's the difference between something that you would see with something like Coach Carter. You know, that's a PG-13 movie, which really is meant to cash in on the mainstream audience as a feel-good movie. Now, anybody who's ever had a coach or even had a coach as a teacher, you know they don't pull you aside and gently talk to you and give you inspirational speeches. They tell you, get your ass out there and you quit fucking up. You understand? I had a coach as a teacher, I think taught economics, Mr. Zachary. Used to date my mom, actually.
What?
Yeah, back in high school. Used to date my mom, which is why I couldn't get away with shit even when I was...
back when they were in high school.
Yeah, when they were high school,
okay.
Yeah. Like, now you trying to get back up in there now. No. He pulled me outside one day out of economics class, and he would do this to a lot of students. He pulled me out and said, like, come in the hallway, let me talk to you. And he pulled me out in the hallway and he's like, you get your motherfucking ass back in there and quit with me. You understand? I'll whoop your black ass right now. Get the back in there. And then he'd walk back in and the class would be like, and the girls would be like, Mr. Zachary, what'd you tell him? He's like, oh, I just preached John 3:16 to him. Meanwhile, you walking in there all traumatized and shit. But you know, coaches, when they're out there and they're talking to the kids, they tell them, what you doing? What the f you doing? Quit f***ing up. Get your ass in there. They don't sit up there and talk in a PG-13 tone. This was very real with the way Ben Affleck was talking to these kids.
Yeah.
That's what made this feel like it wasn't your typical movie. Oh, that's Coach Carter. No, that is your typical. I was looking at this and I was like,
I don't remember that scene.
I was like, God damn, I don't remember all these hoes up. I don't remember that. I remember these asses up in there. Shit out there. That must be the Snyder cut. When you watch this film, they always got that one kid that they gotta like kick out for a little while, you know, because he's talking back or he's not taking everything seriously. They always got that one kid who's like, hey, you know, you really don't know your potential. If only you believe in yourself.
Right. And the father who is like, all right, I don't know about all this foolishness you guys are doing.
All this basketball. I'm trying to get my son out of that and get him an education. You know, like, yeah, that shit is in there.
That was probably the dumbest of the side plot of the subplots, because it's like,
yeah,
listen, they're giving him a full scholarship. He can get an education.
Yeah,
what you're saying doesn't make sense.
It's a dude who's shucking shrimp and fish, and it's like, if you don't put this fucking trout down and go look at your son just for a day,
right?
Your son is getting a full scholarship.
Well, I don't want him to be messing with all that foolishness. Basketball. What's that ever done for anybody? Made him rich, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know nothing about that. Y'all get to shucking that shrimp now. My boy gonna be just like me. He was trying to sabotage his kid.
Oh, he totally was. He was like, well, they gave me one of them scholarships and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
but that's you.
Yeah.
Shit.
My son gonna be on the fish line, just like his old man. I know. Trying to f up his kid's career. The kids are really funny too. You know, none of these kids you have seen, maybe you have. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen any of these kids before, but they are the same way that Ben Affleck talks to them. They talk back to him like that, not in a way that's disrespectful. You know, they're not everybody's trying to be overly polite. And these kids are funny, the way they like just talk about each other, the way they they talk candidly with the coach. You grow to like them in a way that doesn't seem like they're trying to force you to like them.
Yeah, they're not trying to force you. They're not trying to make them all cartoon characters with their own story.
I'd like to also mention some of the other people in the movie that are really good, man. Again, there are a lot of side characters in here, and some of them are brought there for, you could even say, somewhat comedy relief, but not the comedy relief, the traditional comedy relief that you find in a movie. You know, all these conversations are being done through what feels like real conversation. What is that? Al Madrigal? Madrigal. Yeah, he is that character is very funny, man, at times. He's the assistant coach. And I thought that their interaction was never played up for laughs, but they do have some genuine funny moments when they're talking. The guy that played the priest, that guy didn't have a whole lot to do, but the little that he had to do, looking flustered, until he had to
be in a foil,
until he had to cuss his ass out. You know, he was really good, man. There's a lot of
well, they set up something with them that's so good that from that point on, all they have to do is just cut the camera to him, and you see him give a look, and it's you get a laugh from that. It says a lot.
Yeah, you do. I tell you, the one character I did not like was an actor that people have seen. You know, and he's a character actor, Glynn Turman.
Oh, really? He's not even in it that much.
He's not. That's right. Because you know why? Because every time Ben Affleck got drunk at this bar that he was at, he had his own magical Negro to pop up and take him home. And he almost had that thought. I've got you now. Come on, where's your key at?
Well, it felt to me like there was going to be an explanation of why his character, Glynn Turman's character, whose name is Doc,
Yeah.
why he was the one who was looking out for him, and they just never got around to it. Like maybe it got X'd out of the film.
Maybe it got taken out the movie, but that's why I say I didn't like it, because he's a recognizable actor, somebody that actually played an important part in the movie. But and he even hinted that I know some things about you.
Yeah.
They never came back to that, and instead, like I say, he's just the magical mystical Negro. Whenever he get drunk, his ass will pop out the bottle and take his ass home.
Maybe we'd find out that he didn't even exist.
Ben Affleck just drunk.
We never see anybody else talk to him.
The games play a bigger part in the movie, but they kind of just start the game and then they pop up on the screen, the score. Most of the time the team is losing. And so again, that's a way to show you that they're not really concentrating on the basketball aspect of this. And
you'd never know that from the woman who was sitting behind me.
Oh, really?
She was clapping and cheering as if she was watching an actual game.
I heard her, man. Mm-hmm. I heard her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because before it got started, I was sitting next to J.C. DeLeon, and he turned around and said, "Hey, I'm sorry. Could you please not talk during the movie?" So she didn't talk. So all that energy went into cheering and clapping.
Yep.
And clapping right by my ear.
You know what,
and
man?
It's like, okay, I don't want to say anything to somebody who's enjoying it, but I just want to go like, this isn't real, right?
It's real to me, damn it. Yes. The moment they shot their first shot, we saw them make their first point. She acted like her baby was out there on the court.
Yeah.
That's my baby. Go on, baby. You good? Like that. That's not your kid up there, right? That's an act. She put bets on the movie. She losing and shit.
Come on, cover the spread. Jesus. How am I gonna pay this off?
Ending is unflinching, man. I'm not gonna say what happens at the end, but they're not going for a cop out. I'll tell you that.
That ending's rough. I mean, not the very, but when things go bad, it's heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, this movie is not a sugar-coated ending at all. This man's got a problem, and this motherfucker not gonna magically recover from alcoholism overnight,
right? And
they're not expecting to believe that. This is a very compromising position that they put him in with his alcoholism and these kids having to be around him, and they approach that in a realistic manner.
They do, because you're watching it and you're just like, there's no getting out of this.
No, not at all. Even the slightest thing go wrong, he's at that bar.
I know. Every time they would lose, I'd be like sweating. I know. Okay, here he goes.
God damn, I got a run in my sock. Oh, well.
What's better? It seems like everybody in Los Angeles knows he's a drunk, too. Because anybody who pops up makes a comment on it.
Oh, that bar man, he is their biggest money maker. They don't even try to help it. They know he got a problem.
He pays the rent.
They know this man got a problem. Yeah, they know and even when he pulls up, the bartender even peeking out the door. Got you set up, Jack. Come on in, it's ready. He is their best customer, man, and they do not try to help him at all. Yeah, the bar. They are enablers, man. You know how?
Enablers.
You know how bars.
Put it nicely.
Hell yeah, there are bars now where the TABC will tell you, like, I'm not losing my job. I'm not losing my business. Not only do you have to leave, but you can't come back in here until you get straight. Not here.
I don't know.
Shit, they named the bar Jack's Place. The Bat Cave. It is a very heartbreaking story, man. And I haven't seen all this guy's movies. I know he did The Accountant, I think they said.
Yeah, but that's probably his worst movie. You didn't see Warrior?
I was pulling this up right now, man. I did not see
Warrior is really good.
I did not see Warrior, and everybody talked about how great Warrior was. Is that the cage fighting movie, the MMA fighting movie?
Yeah, which sounds like, how could that be good? It's great, actually.
Yeah, I could see, even from the trailer, I can see some of the directing sensibilities of...
It's another one where there's fighting, but it's really about the drama between the two brothers.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Because you think it's going to be like the Rocky of cage fighting, and it's not.
I'm proud of you, Tommy. What you did for that kid in the tank. What was I supposed to do? Let him drown?
There's another one where it looks like it's going to be sappy.
And it's so not.
Yeah. This director's name, do you remember?
Gavin O'Connor.
Gavin O'Connor, yeah, man. The guy knows how to direct people, man. And he knows how to direct drama to where it doesn't feel fake. And also the movie to reflect Ben Affleck. I mean, it's in Los Angeles, so you have some sunny scenes, but there's everywhere this guy goes, it's just a cloud following him because it's just so gloomy. It's dark everywhere he goes.
Well, Los Angeles is a huge city, so it can't all be wish they all could be California girls.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that the movie just kind of has, it's not a bright film. It's not a lack of color in there, but it's kind of a dulled film to just kind of reflect this man's life in a bottle. I really enjoyed the movie more than I thought I would. I was really wrapped up into it, and for a movie about a very tragic figure, got some good laughs from it. And I'm not talking about making fun of this guy. I got some good laughs. I'm not laughing at it. I was laughing with the film. I think you're probably going to hear some people who would tell you, just based on the premise, that they don't like it. It's just, it is a very cliched formula, and I don't blame people for bringing that baggage in with them and just having that affect how they feel about the movie. But I definitely got more than I thought I would get from it. So I'm giving this a high matinee.
Yeah, it's one where if you were saying, oh well, it's going to be one of those cliche stories, you could convince yourself that's what you saw. But if you actually stop and look at it, you realize that that takes a back seat to everything else. That's a lot more important. By the time it was done, I was like, wow, that had a lot more to say than you ever would imagine from just watching this trailer. But I also thought my rating, high matinee.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the one who really brings it all together, because like we said, this movie's got some problems. You cannot avoid some things when you're playing with this.
Oh yeah, with that formula.
But Ben Affleck really brings this. Centering on him as a main character. He's an amazing actor, man. He really lifts this material up. It's really his film, and he makes it. And it was mesmerizing to watch him. Mm-hmm. You gotta watch yourself. Look like, damn, I want to get a drink with this. Oops. I mean, lunch.